Copper tone makes living in the sunshine fun. It gives the fastest tan as you will quickly see. Cause nothing tans like copper tone naturally. Get the fastest tan that anyone can. Tan don't burn, get a copper tone tan.
The Tannables. They get the deeper, darker, richer tans, as Coppertone's creamy moisturizers keep skin satinly smooth. Get a better tan with Coppertone, America's favorite.
Tan don't burn, get a copper tone tan.
In this video, I'm going to show you some vintage beauty devices that we need in our lives. These forgotten devices are a must-have for any beauty lover out there. Hello lovelies, my name is Laura, and in this video, I'm going to show you some amazing vintage beauty devices that we need in our lives. These forgotten devices are a must-have for any beauty lover out there. Whether you're looking to achieve the perfect cat eye or just want to curl your hair, whether you're looking to achieve that perfect suntan or detox in your own at-home sauna, these devices will help you do that. So sit back and relax while I show you what you've been missing. And as you know, I love Unique Vintage. It's one of my favorite brands when it comes to vintage inspired fashion, and I just love all the designs every season. So the first item they gave me is this really cute black sweater with rainbow pom-poms on it, and I could wear this with jeans or a skirt, and I just love the look for the holiday season. And then I got this Princess Diana inspired sweater, and it has the white pom-poms. I love the red color with the sheep on the front. I thought that was really cute. And the next look I got is this beautiful floral velvet dress. This one's kind of my Stevie Nicks inspired dress. I just love the 70s kind of bohemian vibe to this one. And the next item is this beautiful plaid coat. I thought this would be perfect for the holiday season, and it definitely has that 1960s look to it. I just love fun coats, and I thought this one would be perfect, and you can layer it with a sweater or a dress. And then lastly, I got this beautiful cape jacket with the fur collar, and I love how the arms are cropped and it has the cape look in the back. It definitely has a 1940s vibe to it. So I'm excited about wearing all of these outfits from Unique Vintage over the holiday season and into the new year. And I ended up getting a size large in all of them. And I will link everything below, so thank you Unique Vintage for sending me all of these really cute outfits. Alright, let's jump right back into the video. So the first on the list is the electric face brush, and this one is called Clairol the Skin Machine. Face cleansing has come a long way in the last century. In the early days of face cleansing, people would simply wash their face with soap and water. This was often followed by the application of cold cream, which was used to remove any residual dirt and makeup. As face cleansing became more popular, new products and methods began to emerge. One of the most popular face cleansing products of the 20th century was the beauty mask, made from a variety of natural ingredients. Beauty masks were designed to cleanse and nourish the skin, and while they were initially used only by old Hollywood actresses and models, beauty masks quickly became a staple in the beauty routines of women around the world. Today, face cleansing is more important than ever before. With the rise of pollution and environmental toxins, it is essential to keep our skin clean and healthy. And while face cleansing products and methods have come a long way in the last century, one thing remains constant: the need for a clean and healthy face. Clairol's Skin Machine was one of the first face scrubbing brushes on the market, and it quickly became a cult classic.
The original Skin Machine, only from Clairol.
The Clairol Skin Machine was advertised as a way to keep your face looking younger. The machine worked by using a rotating brush to exfoliate the skin. The Clairol Skin Machine was gentle enough to use on sensitive skin, and it was even safe for people with acne. The Clairol Skin Machine was so popular that it spawned a number of imitators. Today, there are dozens of different face scrubbing brushes on the market, but the Clairol Skin Machine remains one of the most iconic because it was the first one that came out and was super popular in the 70s. And this one even came out before the Clarisonic. And next on the list, we have the vibrating weight loss belt. Are you sick of working out for hours when you'd rather watch TV or take a nap? Would you like to experience a renewed vigor, vitality, radiance, and stimulation? Then you should use the belt vibrator. I've always been curious about this piece of machinery. I wish I had a vintage one. In the 1960s and 1970s, belt exercisers like the Walton Belt Vibrator were sold. These machines claimed to massage and vibrate its users into a better state of health and were marketed as a way to exercise as much as possible with the least amount of effort. The majority of the exercise machines required the user to wrap a vibrating belt around the desired body area. Such gadgets appear to have been developed specifically for infomercials of the present era, yet they have been around since the 1850s. The earliest belt exercisers were created by Swedish physician Dr. Gustav Zander. They are a component of a system of active and passive exercise equipment he employed to help the ill get better. Because they worked with little to no user input, vibrating devices were part of the passive routine. These devices imitated massage, which some medical professionals thought was essential for maintaining health. Massage was believed to enhance circulation, increase muscle tone, move toxins out of the body, and relieve mental tiredness. Additionally, massage boosted vitality and energy. Health enthusiasts from all over the world started to use the system. Despite the fact that the masseuse could provide massages, doctors and spa owners believed machines could execute them more effectively. More effective were the machines. They moved faster than the human and weren't as worn out. The people getting the massage started to feel that the machines were kinder and made them feel more relaxed. White-collar professionals who felt mentally spent after a long day of thinking found this to be of great importance, and they became the intended user for the gadget. As crucial as its capacity to induce relaxation in the user was the machine's capacity to increase muscular tone and eliminate toxins.
What's the basic purpose of this? Just to wiggle off the weight, huh?
Yes, wiggle off the weight.
All it does is vibrate in this order?
It's for muscle circulation, or blood circulation and muscle stimulation.
It only makes logical sense that the belt exerciser might eliminate fat if it removed toxins from the body. Some commercials made the claim that the machine's vibrations would release fat, allowing the body to flush it out. Some people hypothesize that these exercises increase muscular tone, which enhance the look of certain body parts. According to a 1958 advertisement, this accelerated movement of your tissue in the cause, 3,200 times per minute, that assists the quick, efficient spot reduction that really helps you reduce the size of your measurements wherever it makes you feel the most embarrassed. The advertisement further stated that the user may achieve these outcomes while reading, watching television, while even napping for just 15 minutes every day. Vibrating exercises have had a varying degree of popularity over the years. Between 1900 and 1930, when they were most widely used, they saw a resurgence. The Walton, in contrast to prior models, stated clearly that weight loss was not its intended use. However, if you've been worried about looking beautiful in your own bathing suit this summer, don't worry. Elegant new types of vibrating exercises are available. They guarantee jiggle-free arms, rock-hard abs, and next we have the sun lamp. And the advertisement says, record the life of a bright summer. And this is from a 1931 General Electric advertisement, which urged Canadians to bring the health-giving rays of the sun into their homes an hour every day of the year. Appearing in the November edition of Chatelaine magazine, the advertisement entices readers facing the beginning of a long cold winter to bring in the sunshine by purchasing a General Electric sun lamp.
Just a few minutes a day, and you'll get a really good tan with the Westinghouse sun lamp.
The company claimed that its product would offer resistance to colds and other seasonal ills, and children would grow stronger and adults feel the vitalizing effects of the ultraviolet rays. Canadians today are aware of the link between UV radiation exposure and skin cancers, and obviously people don't really use these products anymore, but in the 1930s, the sun lamp was widely accepted as safe and effective. The General Electric commercial reflects the long-held belief that the sun is a natural source of health to your body. This belief is supported by scientific discoveries that emerged in the late 19th century and gained traction by the 1920s. Two scientists from England, A. A.T.P. Downs, and in order to promote the germ theory, which held that illness could be treated by science, Blunt showed that sunshine had bacterial properties. To that goal, scientists tried to focus the light beams for therapeutic purposes. The most notable was Dutch physician Niels Finsen, who invented phototherapy and demonstrated how concentrated light rays, or what we now refer to as ultraviolet, could penetrate the skin and could be used to treat bacterial diseases like lupus vulgaris. For his work, he was awarded the 1903 Nobel Prize in Medicine. These findings were generally known to Canadian physicians. The general response in the medical literature was, "We've known the sun was good for us all along, now science has verified it." Women's journals, for instance, would repeat these articles in the late 19th century on the advantages of going for a stroll or a walk outside to take in some fresh air and sunshine, which were said to strengthen a lot of different sicknesses and skin problems. By the turn of the century, it was common to come across a lot of stories in the medical press journals that portrayed the body as being susceptible to its immediate environment and the local environment of a person as a determining factor of health or illness. Access to sunshine ranked highly on the list of requirements for a healthy environment. The idea was that the sun's potent rays would enter the skin and bring the body back to health at its peak, leaving a brilliant tan as proof. Another example of balance at work comes from the idea of body as a permeable entity, light versus dark skin. Light skin is often described as pale or sallow and is considered unhealthy, whereas dark skin is typically described as bronze, brown, or tanned and a symbol of vitality. And in the early decades of the 20th century, the specific idea that brown skin is a sign of healthy skin leaped into the pages of popular press. Of course, there is a caveat. At this time, the majority of authors of medical literature, newspaper articles, and magazine articles were white, writing for a predominantly white readership. As a result, in this dichotomy, acquired darkness was valued over natural darkness. Access to sunlight and flaunting a tan became fashionable. An article from 1931 spoke of that eminent specialist Dr. Sun and suggested that the sun works mysteriously through the skin and causes certain changes in the blood, which in turn affect every part of the body. In 1929, a journalist for the Globe wrote that acquiring a tan was no longer a careless sporting in the sun, but a conscientious duty. By the 1940s, journalists were writing that sunbathing has become dangerous. The sun got commodified as the tan rose in popularity as a sign of good health. UV lamps were created by electrical businesses like General Electric and sold as sunlights for the house. Here was the chance to harness the force of ultraviolet rays in the convenience of your own home, independent of the erratic character of the environment. Cloudy days, Canadian winters, or even environmental irritants like smoke that could hinder the penetration of UV rays were all perfectly remedied by artificial sunlight. The UV lamp provided year-round availability, dependability, and control, allowing the user to at least try to capitalize on General Electric's promise to capture the vigor of a sunny summer. The sun might hide behind clouds, or it might lose strength over the winter months. Even though these specific sun-creating technologies have been proven to be ineffective, equipment very similar to them are still on the market, promise to treat everything from vitamin D deficiency to seasonal affective disorder. Their historical development can teach us a lot about the unexpected collisions between medical research, technology, and cultural notions of health. And next on the list, we have the spray tan vending machine. The vending machine for tanning is the name of this innovation. Star Manufacturing Company in Chicago created it in 1949. Although there wasn't much information available, it was simple to see how this idea may be used. The vending machine was positioned next to tennis courts, beaches, swimming pools, and other places where women might want to get a quick tan. For 30 seconds of use, the device would cost 10 cents. The vending machine resembles a gas station pump. It moved quickly and effectively. And this idea of the tanning vending machine significantly influenced 1950s perception of women's beauty. And it was very important for a woman to be tanned. It demonstrates that these spray tans were necessary for ladies to look gorgeous. In the 1950s, women were significant members of the household. After World War II, they experienced what it was like to work for a while before being promptly assigned to housewife duties. After experiencing a brief taste of what it was like to work, being stuck at home all day altered one's perception of beauty. Instead of being an obligation, beauty is now considered as a self-presentation, creative outlet, and means of self-expression. This was predicted on the notion that beauty is essential. Spray tans were necessary for women to look gorgeous. They wanted to appear as though they had spent the day outdoors and not inside. And I wonder if using this equipment increased the danger of developing cancer, since it is a frequent problem today, and I always wonder about the chemicals in this old school spray tan machine. The development of television was another factor that made spray tanning appropriate for the social and cultural needs of the time. Around this time in history, colored television started to catch on. Actresses were required to appear to have an adequate skin color. Spray tanners are not unusual. Today, spray tans and tanning clinics are widely used. In fact, one may even say that it has become a social norm for a lot of people to use spray tans, especially in the summer months or if they're going on vacation. The vintage gadget definitely resembles a vending machine or gas pump, but nowadays they're a lot more advanced, these mobile spray tans. Although lotion and makeup might give you a tan quickly, the spray tan is, I think, a bit more effective and more consistent in putting it on. And the practice of sun tanning has been credited to Gabrielle Coco Chanel, along with tweed suits and the little black dress. And the story about Coco Chanel and tanning goes like this. In 1923, Chanel was seen on camera in the French Riviera with a tan, and presto, from that point forward, tan skin was the ideal appearance. But can one lady truly be held accountable for the annual changes that billions of individuals make to their skin tones? Of course, the hue of tan skin is entirely subjective, and it's surely not a standard for attractiveness. While many fair-skinned individuals in Europe, North America, and some regions of South America may aspire to a deep golden glow, some individuals in Asia, India, and the Middle East prefer lighter or pinker skin tones, occasionally employing products to lighten their skin color. There are also lots of people who, regardless of what is thought attractive in their particular society, are content to embrace the color of their skin as it is. Even though tanning has become a significant component of Western conceptions of beauty, it is not universally desirable. Sunless tanning also has become a lucrative industry. Consider the historical, sociological, and psychological aspects that may have influenced your choice to use sunscreen or not before you go out on your next tanning session. Paler skin has always been associated with greater social position in the past, since it indicated that the person does not have to deal with the impacts of the sun rays from working outdoors. Up until the early 1900s, it was customary for affluent ladies in Europe and America to protect themselves from the sun with parasols, hats, and gloves. The doctor of the name Niels Finsen won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1903 for developing light therapy, which made the use of sunshine to treat different skin problems and rickets and tuberculosis. Although significantly brown skin was still in opposition to the beauty standards at the time that was popular in Western media through the early 1920s, more people soon were willing to expose their skin to the sun's rays for health reasons. Women turned to treatments like Elizabeth Arden's Après l'été, a skin bleacher intended to banish tan, freckles, and other summer blemishes, as they were commonly known at the time, when lotions and sunscreen were unable to protect them from the harmful effects of sunlight. The shift in fashion forward shorter hemlines and less constricting corsets, as well as the acceptance of enjoyable activities like smoking, drinking, and dancing, is directly tied to the change in attitude regarding sunbathing. Suntans were another method for people to showcase their newfound freedoms after the traditional practices of the Victorian era, much like the rebellious character of flappers. According to legend, the first French beach resorts opened all summer long in 1923, which marketed the beginning of sunbathing as a fashionable and affluent class leisure. Chanel is just one of several who started showing off their sun-kissed skin at the time. A whole new business including swimsuits, cosmetics, and apparel manufactured exclusively for the goal of attaining or showcasing one's hard-earned honey hue was said to have arisen as a result of the sunburn trend in 1929, according to Vogue. The first tanning tanning oil was introduced in 1928 by fashion designer Jean Patou. In 1935, L'Oreal's Ombre Solaire, the first tanning oil with UV protection, was introduced. Although Coppertone sunscreen was created in the 1940s, its popularity really began to soar in 1956 as a result of the Coppertone Girl ad campaign, which featured a bun-bearing model. Although many people were aware of the advantages of the UV blocking goods, millions of individuals continued to pour on baby oil or olive oil to maximize the sun rays and get a suntan. After the bikini was debuted in July of 1946, getting a full body tan became simpler. When Ursula Andress appeared in the 1962 James Bond movie Dr. No, wearing a tan-enhancing white bikini, a deep cinnamon color became even more enticing. In 1971, Barbie underwent her Malibu makeover, which included bleach blonde hair and noticeably darker skin tones. This helped younger girls understand the appeal of the tan.
Malibu Barbie, Francie, Skipper, and Ken. They're the Sunset. Dolls and other costumes sold separately.
In the United States, the first contemporary indoor tanning bed debuted in 1978. Previously, having fair skin had been a sign of luxury. Today, having tan skin indicated that you have the time and resources to gently darken your complexion. And next, we have the portable sauna. And the portable sauna was for weight loss, and this one was featured in Elle magazine in 1964. And this wonderful advertisement for the portable sauna was in the magazine. The advertisement praises the benefits of taking a sauna in the privacy of your own home and explains how Scandinavian ladies often use saunas to keep up their slim silhouettes as well as beauty and vitality. I just love the look of these vintage ones. I wish I could buy one and use it in my house. And the advertisement continues. In France, ladies can only use saunas in a small number of facilities at exorbitant costs, something that was exclusively available to a select group of privileged customers until now. On the drawing, a woman is seated in a portable chair inside a tent-like enclosure that zips shut, so that she may grasp a book. The woman's hands are protruding from the body. With the sauna, women can relax and lose weight easily and pleasantly without any effort, according to the advertisement. Additionally, the sauna regenerates tissue, eases wrinkles, and rejuvenates. And it does look amazing. And the development of the infrared sauna and the first electrical sauna was created with the introduction of electricity in the late 19th century. John Harvey Kellogg devoted his life to using holistic therapeutic techniques like sauna therapy, colonics, regular exercise, and a well-balanced diet. Mr. Kellogg sought to advance the currently used conventional sauna therapy because he understood the significant effects of cleansing through severe sweating. He constructed his light baths by using the very first electrical light bulb. Patients entered cabinet-like buildings heated by exposed light bulbs, which caused them to sweat a lot. Kellogg saw the significant effects of the exposure to light in addition to profuse sweating. The Kellogg light baths that were on show at the Chicago World's Fair in 1893 quickly gained recognition and were bought up by buyers all around the world. It was discovered that the light bulbs mostly emitted infrared light, which profoundly penetrated the epidermal membrane. This penetrative illumination was a precursor to the infrared sauna that we know so much today, which is now considered a very popular way to remove toxins and cleanse the body. The development of the broad-spectrum infrared sauna in modern times, from the late 19th century until the 1960s, when NASA became interested in the variety of wavelengths produced by the infrared light baths developed by Kellogg did not undergo much change. The sauna advanced to its next evolutionary state as a result of the identification of the near, mid, and far infrared wavelengths. The first public broad-spectrum infrared saunas were made available in the United States in 1979. Heating systems have been improved over the past 20 years to produce ideal infrared wavelengths that encourage comfort, safety, and eventually profuse perspiration. And next we have the Max Factor Ice Mask, and this strange device is an ice cube hangover mask from the 1940s created by Max Factor. After a fantastic night out, hangovers can definitely happen. When you wake up the next morning feeling like you're going to pass out, drinking with pals may always seem like a fun time, and you can overcome the challenge of being hungover the next day with the use of this Max Factor Cube ice mask. You'll be okay if you take some aspirin and put on your ice mask. Any remedy for a hangover will always be needed, and this is a perfect remedy for a hangover by applying the ice mask on your face. It does look insane as an ice mask, to be honest, and the makeup business Max Factor, founded in 1909 by the Russian immigrant to the United States, is the creator of this strange ice mask. You may anticipate that this has values that match with one person's looks, given that the ice cube hangover mask was developed by a makeup business that worked with Hollywood. So I think a lot of old Hollywood movie stars probably used this in the 1940s, kind of pre-filming, like in the morning to puff their face. When movie stars back then were hungover, they had to pretend they weren't drinking the night before at a well-known pub or bar in order to avoid looking sick. In actuality, this device makes you want to crawl into a hole and die, even though it may make you feel better or perhaps even look better, because hangovers vary from person to person. I'm not sure if I believe there has been a scientific or technological advancement that would help, perhaps maybe even an IV. Nowadays they have those IV bars. Additionally, even if you consume a lot of water or food, you can still wake up feeling hungover, and this is the risk, but old Hollywood movie stars definitely use this. Nowadays there's a lot different masks, but this was kind of innovative at the time in the 1940s. I'm trying to figure out how those ice cubes got filled up, if you like filled them up with water and then put them in. Anyways, it does look interesting. I do think that it probably would work. It's just an older version of the kind of cool mask that now is filled with gel. And if your face is swollen and you have bags under your eyes, or if your body is trying to flush your system by sweating, it might work. Although it sounds fantastic, applying an ice cube mask on your face to cure a hangover is simply impractical. But it definitely looks like a unique device. I just wonder if they're hard to find. I feel like it was just like the first of its kind, put it that way, and Max Factor was definitely innovative with some of his beauty devices. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with images of perfection, it can be easy to forget that beauty standards have always been ever-changing and often unreliable. Just as today's Instagram influencers are pushing the latest fad or must-have product, so too were yesterday's fashion magazines and newspapers ads. And while some of today's trends may seem outrageous, it's important to remember that they too will one day be forgotten, or we will look at today's trends and think that these people are crazy, like when we look back at the exercise belt or the sunlights. So the next time you're feeling down or not being able to keep up with your Joneses, just remember that everything old is new again, and that what is considered beautiful is always in the eye of the beholder. So thank you for watching, and make sure you check out some of my other vintage beauty videos. Alright, see you guys again soon. Bye!